The highly anticipated Las Vegas Grand Prix is just days away, but its arrival has stirred up a whirlwind of debates and challenges. Formula One is once again under scrutiny, this time accused of disrupting the city in its effort to set up a spectacular racing weekend. From logistical hurdles to unexpected scheduling decisions, this race promises to be one of the most unique and controversial events on the calendar. One of the key talking points is the unusual timing of the race. Scheduled for a late Saturday night start at 10 p.m. local time, this presents a unique challenge for both fans and participants. European viewers, for instance, will need to tune in at the crack of dawn 6 a.m. in the UK and 7 a.m. for those in GMT1. The scheduling adds a layer of complexity for drivers as well, requiring significant adjustments to their routines and performance strategies. Beyond the timing, the Las Vegas track itself presents its own set of difficulties. The race, held under the glimmering neon lights of the city, creates a visually stunning backdrop but fails to warm the asphalt. This could lead to critical challenges in tire performance. Drivers must not only ensure their tires reach optimal temperatures during qualifying laps but also maintain these conditions throughout the race, a task made even more daunting by the chilly desert night. Initial forecasts predict temperatures as low as 11 degrees C during practice sessions, barely climbing to 13 degrees C during the race. This cold weather could potentially lead to disastrous outcomes. The risk of underperforming tires is high, and that raises the possibility of unexpected mishaps. Fans may recall last year's incident involving Carlos Sainz, whose car was severely damaged after striking a loose manhole cover, a mishap that stirred further controversy when Ferrari was billed for the repair costs. Such incidents highlight the delicate balance required to ensure both safety and performance on the track. Another significant aspect of the Las Vegas Grand Prix is the challenges it poses for drivers and teams in managing tire performance. The cold desert conditions and late-night schedule create an unusual dynamic. Qualifying sessions, a critical part of race preparation, might see drivers struggling to bring their tires to the ideal working temperature. Without natural sunlight to assist, the task becomes more complicated, requiring innovative strategies. In these conditions, it's expected that drivers might need multiple warm-up laps before attempting their fastest runs. This approach, however, could deplete their car batteries more quickly, leaving less energy for the all-important flying lap. The implications of this are particularly significant on a track like Las Vegas, which is one of the longest on the calendar. A single misstep in warming up the tires could cost a driver a prime spot on the starting grid. The race itself poses similar difficulties. Maintaining tire performance within the optimal range requires precise coordination between the team's tactics, the car setup, and the demands of the track. The Las Vegas circuit, though brand new and designed to modern standards, remains untested under these extreme conditions. The low temperatures could make tire degradation unpredictable, and drivers might struggle to maintain grip through high-speed sections and corners. Adding to the intrigue is the memory of last year's event, where new asphalt was laid specifically for the race. While this surface provides some assistance in warming tires, it's not immune to the challenges posed by the weather. Fans may recall the cold conditions during the previous race, though the event itself went smoothly. However, the expectations this year are tempered by the lower temperatures, and some are questioning whether the spectacle of a nighttime desert race is worth the inherent risks. Despite the challenges, the Las Vegas GP is a significant event for Formula One, not only as a race but also as a commercial venture. The spectacle of racing in the heart of a city known for its glitz and glamour has undoubtedly drawn global attention. However, questions remain about the practicality and sustainability of hosting such an event, especially when it comes to balancing the demands of the sport with the logistical realities of the location. The Las Vegas Grand Prix isn't just a challenge for drivers and organizers, it has also sparked significant concerns among locals and businesses. Last year's inaugural event created widespread disruption throughout the city, and this year appears to be no different. Extensive construction work has been carried out to prepare the track, including the installation of barriers, fences, curbs, lighting gantries, grandstands, and other infrastructure. While these measures are necessary for the race, they've caused significant inconvenience for residents and businesses in the area. Many locals have expressed frustration over the race's impact on their daily lives. Businesses situated along the race route, including restaurants and small shops, have reported losses due to restricted access during the event. Last year, several owners criticized Formula One for reaping massive financial rewards while giving little back to the local community. This year, those complaints have resurfaced, as some areas remain inaccessible due to the extensive preparations. Adding to the dissatisfaction is the decision to block pedestrian bridges and public viewing points to prevent non-ticket holders from watching the race for free. This move, aimed at maximizing revenue, has been met with criticism for prioritizing profits over the enjoyment of local fans. The installation of metal barriers around the circuit this year has only amplified these frustrations, leading to questions about whether Formula One is alienating the very community it seeks to entertain. The drivers, too, have voiced their opinions about the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Max Verstappen, the reigning three-time world champion, has been particularly vocal, suggesting that the event is more focused on spectacle than racing. He has openly stated that such circuits, designed for showmanship rather than competitive driving, don't align with the true spirit of Formula One. Fernando Alonso has echoed similar sentiments, arguing that modern F1 cars are not well suited to narrow, city-style tracks like Las Vegas. These critiques raise valid questions about the future of the event. While the Las Vegas GP undoubtedly generates massive global attention, its long-term success depends on its ability to balance entertainment with authentic racing. If these challenges are not addressed, the event risks becoming more about the glitz and glamour of the city than the skill and excitement of Formula One. Despite the criticisms, the Las Vegas Grand Prix remains a highly lucrative event for Formula One and the city. Last year, the race reportedly generated a staggering $1.5 billion in economic impact, making it the most financially successful event in Las Vegas history. However, this year's expectations are more modest, with analysts predicting a reduced impact, albeit still in the hundreds of millions. This decline is partly due to the significant capital investment in infrastructure last year, which won't be repeated at the same scale this time around. According to Jeremy Aguero, a principal analyst with Applied Analysis, the race will still be a highlight for Southern Nevada's 2024 events calendar. However, he noted that replicating the enormous success of the inaugural event would be challenging. In its first year, the race benefited from the novelty factor, attracting immense interest from fans eager to experience the unique spectacle of Formula One racing down the iconic Las Vegas Strip. With the novelty wearing off slightly, ticket sales for this year's event have reportedly slowed. Approximately 90,000 to 100,000 tickets remain unsold, according to Las Vegas Convention Authority President Steve Hill. This reduced demand is not unique to Las Vegas. Across Formula One, new races typically experience a decline in interest during their second year. Hill pointed out that this pattern is common, as the excitement of a debut event is hard to replicate. Even so, Formula One officials remain optimistic that the race will continue to attract large crowds both locally and internationally as it solidifies its place on the calendar. However, not everyone sees the economic impact of the race as entirely positive. Many local business owners argue that Formula One benefits disproportionately from the event while leaving smaller enterprises to shoulder the burden of disruptions. For example, last year, several restaurants and small businesses reported significant losses during the race weekend due to restricted access and road closures. These concerns have led to calls for Formula One to engage more meaningfully with the local community, ensuring that the economic benefits of the race are distributed more equitably. As the event approaches, all eyes are on how the challenges of the Las Vegas GP will unfold this year. The combination of logistical difficulties, chilly temperatures, and community dissatisfaction could create a perfect storm. Nevertheless, the race remains a pivotal part of Formula One's effort to expand its presence in the United States, and its outcome will likely influence the future direction of the sport's global ambitions. While the Las Vegas Grand Prix faces its fair share of challenges, one factor remains undeniable: the significant revenue potential it holds for Formula One. The sport's growing footprint in the United States has made this race a strategic move, further cementing its position in a market that has shown increasing interest in motorsport, thanks to events like Miami's race and the popularity of the Drive to Survive Netflix series. Even so, the race's economic success depends not only on ticket sales but also on how well the event resonates with fans and stakeholders. The inaugural Las Vegas GP saw impressive attendance and global viewership, but replicating that magic requires more than just an appealing location. Questions about accessibility, the local community's involvement, and the actual quality of the racing are all critical factors that need to be addressed to sustain the event's success. From a racing perspective, the extreme conditions and unique layout of the Las Vegas circuit are set to test drivers' adaptability and teams' strategic capabilities. The narrow sections of the track, combined with the low temperatures and potential tire issues, could lead to unpredictable outcomes. This unpredictability might appeal to some fans looking for excitement but could also result in frustrating race dynamics, such as limited overtaking opportunities or chaotic incidents. On top of that, the drivers' comments have cast a shadow over the event's credibility. Criticism from stars like Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso about the suitability of such circuits for modern Formula One cars raises questions about whether the sport is prioritizing spectacle over substance. If the race becomes known more for its controversies than its racing quality, it could struggle to maintain its appeal in the long term. Meanwhile, local businesses continue to voice their concerns about the disruption caused by the event. Complaints about road closures, reduced foot traffic, and restricted access to key areas have fueled a sense of resentment among some community members. If Formula One is to establish Las Vegas as a staple on its calendar, it will need to find ways to balance the demands of hosting a global event with the needs of the local population. Ultimately, the Las Vegas Grand Prix represents both opportunity and risk for Formula One. It is a bold statement about the sport's ambitions in the U.S. market, but it also highlights the challenges of integrating a high-profile event into a bustling city. As the weekend unfolds, fans and analysts alike will be watching closely to see how this year's race plays out and what it means for the future of Formula One in Las Vegas.